force, this energy that's uniquely inside of every human being that's called Kundalini. So nobody owns Kundalini Yoga. Nobody. You can go online and Swami Sivananda, you can get a PDF download of his of this book called Kundalini Yoga. And it's his lineage practice of Kundalini. Practice, they call it Kundalini. Actually, it's Kundalini Yoga. So this practice of Kundalini Yoga that they do is very specific. It can be very effective. It was a great revelation 25 years ago. And his students still practice today, and it's very valuable. It takes a particular form of practice that stimulates and arouses that Mata Shakti, the primal power. Kundalini Yoga is taught by Yogi Bhajan. The best way that I can describe this is that if you were going to go from here to San Francisco, and you could walk, you could bike, we could go through the whole thing, right? This and this and this and this, and take a single engine plane, 2-engine plane, a prop jet, you know. All this, the time of travel between Phoenix and San Francisco shrinks, right? And so in the end, what's going to be about the quickest way you could get, if you could get your hands on like the Concorde, which I don't think they even fly anymore, you know, but you could be there like, and nothing flat, right? That's a very efficient way to move through time-space. Kundalini Yoga is as taught by Yogi Bhajan, is a very, very efficient way to move through your time and your space. At this point in your evolutionary travel, for you to move through your mental space, through your cosmological space, is a very effective tool. So that's what Kundalini Yoga, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, is about. It is not about raising the Kundalini. That's a total byproduct. And anybody who's here because they want to raise their Kundalini can't help you. We don't initiate. That's why, have you heard of Diksha? No? Okay, anyway. We don't initiate. We don't do laying on of hands. We don't, touch someone's third eye and awaken their sixth chakra. It's not our deal. It's not what we do. It's not what was done for us. It's not what we do for anybody else. If you want to do that, then go and find a master somewhere and study with them, live with them, devote several decades to them, and then maybe they'll touch you on the forehead. We're not about that type of experience. We're about day to day. Here's our bliss. We go to Safeway, and somebody's really rude and they cut us off and we don't freak out. That's our bliss. That's it. Day-to-day living. You go, and the kids are freaking out because they've had way too much sugar, and it's a full moon, and all the water in their body's going like this, right? And you don't freak out. That's what Kundalini Yoga, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, is for. It's for day-to-day living, so that we can remember throughout the day who we really are. And that's the beauty of arousing the fragrance of Kundalini. Kundalini, the way I describe it is, well, you have your spinal column, yeah? Everything moves through the spinal column. There's a lot of technology, and we could talk about it a long time, but we're not going to. When that creative potential that's inside of you gets a little bit aroused by moving your breath, your body, and your mind, right? Body, mind, spirit, yeah? When you move those in a particular way, when you say, okay, A to B, B to C, and then D starts to happen, it's like it's like this beautiful, beautiful tube full of rose petals. And our practice just kind of moves the air through the rose petals so that our environment, our attitude, our experience, regardless of the external pressures of the times, has the fragrance of ease. Tension, pressure, stress, friction. Those are the things that move the earth. Do we live on the earth? Well, at least somebody in here does. That's cool. Do we live on the earth or not? It's too hot in here. Anybody agree? All right, let's turn this thing down. Get a little bit of cooler air cooking. All right, fantastic. We live on the earth. Here we are. We're moving around in time and space relative to who we are and where we are. We don't live in the ether. We don't live in our thoughts. If someone lives in their thoughts, are they, what happens? You know anybody who lives in their head a lot? How does that show up? With you. How does that show up with you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, her whole midbrain is developing, right? So all of that, and her hormones and all of that. Well, it's true, That's the neurology of it. That's what it is. It's a neural bloom between 13 and 15. It's the last big neural bloom. It's like, wow, man. And so she just can't keep up because all this stuff's happening up here. And then every now and then it kind of goes, whoop. Mom goes, what? What are you talking about? Have you ever had that conversation with yourself when a thought comes into your head and then you go, where did that come from? Whose voice was that? Am I the only one who's ever had that experience? Well, you just don't want to cop to it? Come on. What that is when I'm doing that, I'm hearing a voice that is in fact me. It is part of me. We have a genealogy. You know how DNA works? Are there any physicians in the room? Nurses, practitioners? Soon to be, yes. Well, then you know all about this. And you can correct me when I'm wrong. I count on it. So, DNA is a double helix. Yes? You know what that means? There are these two strands and they wrap around each other, right? It goes like that. And so one strand is fixed and it comes from the mother. The other strand is malleable. The other strand is programmable through your entire life. Now before 5 years ago, 8 years ago, we didn't know that. It was fixed. That was it. This is the way it is. Now it's like, what? Did you see that? 10 years ago, this is what it looked like. Now it looks like this. Oh my God, it changes. Yogis have known it forever. So you have a hereditary lineage that makes up your every cell. In the nucleus of every cell, there is DNA. Your DNA is determined by 7 generations before you. 254, 256 people. All of those people have contributed to this body. So every now and then, in this body, a thought pops out, and I go, what was that? It's like, really? What? Save it. What was that? And it turns out that it was actually my grandmother's grandmother pulling on me in the universal mind of Chitta. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. And if I grab that thought and I get emotional around that thought, then I've gone from mind into body. I have reinforced in my body, in my glands, in my whole chemical system, this is a crazy thought. Oh my God. Or this is the best idea ever. I'm going to be a bazillionaire with this idea. And my glands get involved. And the moment the glands get involved, everything changes. Because when that happens, the spinal fluid changes. And when the cerebral spinal fluid changes, the way the brain works changes. And so when that does happen, and we don't want it to happen, it used to be the saber-toothed tiger came around and, right? Well, now it's, the Ford Explorer cutting across 5 lanes of traffic. When that happens, what happens in your brain, which is your psychology, part of your psychology is how your brain functions. And in your brain, on this side and this side, there are 3 main nodes. And they're always working. That's what your PET scan and SPECT scan are showing. They're always, before you even know that you have a thought, it's there. That pulls on us. How do we change that? We change that by going into what we call neutral mind, and we'll spend more time on that in a future class. We go to that meditative state, that space. We use our breath, we use our body, we use a sound current, we use a focus, so that when we do that, and what happens when how long have you been practicing? Couple months, right? You came back. Why did you come back? Makes you feel good. And when you feel good and you go into that quiet place, can you describe that place?
It's hard for me to keep my mind quiet.
And when it goes a little bit quiet, that opens the door to that place, right? That space. It's a very nice space. The way that shows up in your brain is that there's 2 major nodes along the center of the brain that fire, that quiet the automatic voices that are programmed from those other 6. So what they found in science is that the practice of yoga and meditation, which essentially leads to that creative force unleashing through the connection of that meditative state, it stimulates in us the response where we feel that we're connected to everything. Even to the person who's up in your grill freaking out and accusing you of God knows what. I mean, it's limitless. Who can say? Even in that moment, you have the faculty built in because you're a human being. The light of my mind in action now. Built in, you have the faculty to not freak out and to go to that center place and to quiet the noise of the relative, the other, and time-space. So the practice of yoga and meditation, Kundalini yoga and meditation as taught by Yogi Bhajan, is the Learjet. It is the Concorde to take you to that state of stillness and self-awareness, the quickest that I've been able to find. I'm not saying there aren't others, and there are many that I don't know about. Infinite number. I can say with sincerity that this practice will serve you to the same degree that you do it. Oh, there's that bad thing again. I mean, I have to do it. Oh. Yeah, you got to do it. The beauty of the teachings of Yogi Bhajan is that there are how many Kriyas? Like thousands, literally thousands. He for 40 years taught almost every day, and he never taught the same thing twice. He downloaded for the Aquarian age a systemization of being a potent human being. And that's what this practice is about. One of the most beautiful things about it is that you don't have to believe a word I'm saying. You don't have to believe me at all. Doesn't matter. If you do it, you will have an experience. You've been coming to class for month, so
2 months.
2 months? 2 months? Hey, you got your 2-month chip. For 2 months, right? And why do you come back?
It's changing my life. And I don't even know how.
Yes, yes, yes. And you don't have to know how. Maybe 45 years into practice, then maybe you want to know how. Because I'm really into that. I want to know how it works. But it's the change. It's the feeling. It's the experience. If you do a practice, it will serve you. And that's what Kundalini Yoga and meditation, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, is all about. And as far as Kundalini goes, it's always on the move. It's always, that creative flow is always happening. Always. Why do you think that the brain is constantly firing? You think that's just, that's something other than the creative force? No. It's the creative force. And you have the faculty, unique chip, to be consciously aware and to not only see it, to know it and understand it in its vastness. OMG. It's fantastic. You are fantastic. If you get nothing else out of your yoga practice, every time you do yoga, at the end of the practice, just realize how fantastic you are. Wow. How fantastic you are. This mind that we access through 3 functional minds, negative, positive, and neutral mind, when we grab and pull in those things that are there to take us on our journey, it's not bound by time and space. It's not on a perfect schedule. It's not always sweet and nice and mellow. It's not always like that. Because it's an infinite, limitless pool of experience that we get to choose. And through self-initiation, we are able to regulate our physical body, our chemical body, our nervous system, our respiratory system, our psychological mental system, and connect with that place. That place where we can go quiet and be part of the whole. And when you can do that, your auric body, your presence is so strong. It's so strong. Her. She's a great example of this. Because when she first, how long's it been now?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, so she's been practicing, I'm thinking, getting almost toward 2 years, right? Over a year and a half. She's been practicing for a year and a half. And her presence, her magnetic field, her magnetism is different. I'm not saying, isn't she great? Oh, come on, let's give her a hand. No, that's not, I'm not. Although you can if you want. She's doing, hey, yeah, woo. I feel like Tony Robbins. Not really.
Actually, my patients actually notice.
Yeah.
My patients are like, what are you doing?
And what are you doing? Hey, don't give us this crap about yoga. What are you taking? What are you consuming? There's no magic pill. It's a practice. And when you do this practice, you get to determine in what direction you go. You get to develop the faculty that you already have to initiate your own mind. Because when the crap comes down, at that point, it's already happened. Because we just became aware of it. Is he with me? We just became aware. It already happened, dude. It happened in the hallway out. You weren't even there when it happened. But it came down, right? And now you have the opportunity in this moment to determine, initiate your mind, how do I choose to feel about this? Radical concept, isn't it? What? I can really choose how I feel? Yes, you can. First, you make a habit, then the habit makes you. If your habit is that when this happens, I respond this way, that's how you're going to feel every time. When you initiate your own mind, when you apply your own mind and you initiate it, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and you do it for a year and a half to drag your body into class once or twice or however many times you can do your practice, it will serve you. Why? Because Kundalini Mata Shakti will move. The creative force, the primal power, will begin to emulate because it's always there. It's always moving. And when you do the practice, that's what happens. So I have any questions about anything I've said? Yes. Oh, thank you. I touch your feet. Yes.
So, being a yoga practitioner and other methods for years and years,
Yes.
I have felt similar things to what I've been feeling and practicing here. But this is, why don't the other practices get this? You know, why isn't it the same? I'm doing poses, I'm breathing, what's the difference? What's the big?
I think the biggest difference is that the combination of technologies inside of this practice is for today. Hatha yoga worked really, really well for centuries. And
For the cavemen.
for the, well, yeah, right? Yeah, because and it was a different social psyche because she's the teacher and we come to her and she's leading us. And then, our whole 20, 30, 40 years is around this teacher who's guiding us through. It was a different time space. This practice is uniquely for today and forward because laya, the sound current, right? The sound current. Understanding how the vayu, how the pranic force works, how the life force works. There's not another practice that I'm aware of that knows that we actually have 10 bodies. We have 10 bodies. We got a physical body, thank God. Oh man, without a physical body, we couldn't eat pizza. It's like, you couldn't feel the breeze. You couldn't kick your little toe on that stupid chair and go, ah! You couldn't do that stuff without a physical body. We have a physical body. We also have a soul body. That Atma that's connected to the absolute, that spark of soul that is part of the universal soul, the Mahatma. We have 3 mental bodies that serve that soul. Negative, positive, neutral mind, physical body. We have an arc line. You've seen the Christian paintings with the halo? That's the arc line. Yogically, that's what it is. It's the arc line. And we'll talk a lot about that next Thursday. And then beyond the arc line, there's the auric body. Who has not heard about the auric body? Anybody in the room? Because we'll explain it to you. Everybody's heard of the aura? Well, if you watch any television, you've probably heard of it. I mean, it's everywhere. The auric body is your psycho-electromagnetic field that surrounds your physical body. What happens when you compress tissue? You should know this. What happens when you compress tissue? What happens? Piezoelectric effect, right? Right? It's an electrical effect. You squeeze your tissue, you hold your breath, and this is something you don't do in Hatha yoga. You hold your breath and you squeeze your body and you squeeze your muscles. And what does that do? It creates an electrical spark. We are crystalline creatures. There's nanocrystals throughout every fluid in our body. That spark transmits out and creates immediately a magnetism. So doing our practice, you change your magnetic field. And that's your auric body. So we all have an auric body. This practice puts you in charge of your aura. And then there's the pranic body, that body which exchanges the life force. And then there's subtle body, the radiant body. Okay? We have 10
bodies. Why does this practice work when Hatha Yoga that you've been practicing for a long time sort of gets you part of the way there, but you really get there with it? Because of this understanding and the application of technology to maximize yourself as a human being. Hu, light, man, mind, to be, exist, in action. The light of my mind, my mental initiation, defines who I am in action in my life. You own your life. I own my life. If I have a sucky life, that's my life. Like I say, you can be anything you want to be. You want to be a creep? Just be the very best creep you can be. You know, be the creepiest creep. You know, excel at it. Because when you do that, and it comes from the inside out, it is a flow of creative force that opens the door for you to take and transform that. In the scriptures it says the biggest sinners are the biggest saints. And it just takes that to shift it over. How many of you are neurotic? See, look, Amarjot immediately puts her hand up. She owns this place, right? And she owns her neurosis. Me too. I'm neurotic as can be. My God, are you kidding? Right? We're all neurotic. Own your neurosis. Love your neurosis. And then let your neurosis go. That's what yoga does. Unifying body, mind, and spirit. Any other questions about anything I've said? Or questions in general, please.
What is
The correlations between Kundalini Yoga and Tantric Yoga. They're very different. They're very different. They're both called, it's like the difference between rye bread and Wonder Bread. They're just different. They're both bread, but they're different, right? Kundalini Yoga is a practice that is, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, it is a practice to stimulate the creative flow and to maximize what it means to be an effective human being who is self-determined. Tantric Yoga is a practice where Tantra is the longitude and latitude. That's what Tantra is, longitude and latitude, right? And where longitude and latitude cross is Bindu. There's a single point there. And when you do Tantric Yoga, you orient yourself within that point. There are 3 types of Tantric Yoga. There's white, there's black, and there's red. Red Tantric Yoga deals with sexual energy. And anybody who says, oh yeah, we're going to go and I'm going to teach you all this stuff, I got to tell you, they are not masters of Red Tantric Yoga. They almost do not exist on the planet today if you do your due diligence and you can see it. Because that is called Kadam-kala. It's like a huge practice, and it's a big deal where the male and the female polarity, Shakti, woman, Shiva, male, come together in yoga, in union. That's Red Tantric. Black Tantric is when you use that same flow of energy to control someone. Black magic. It's real. Black magic's real, man. Go down to the Creole, man. Go down to Louisiana. You'll see it. You'll see stuff. You'll see stuff. White Tantric Yoga is a thing separate from that altogether. We practice White Tantric Yoga. And there's always been one Mahan Tantric through thousands of years. The Lamas held the post before it was given to Yogi Bhajan. I'm sorry. White Tantric Yoga is where the polarity of a line and a line work with what's called the Tantric stream. It's a deeply meditative, intense practice, sometimes done sleeping, it's kind of an interesting thing, that will take and clear the subconscious mind. Someone asked Yogi Bhajan, well, what is this doing? What does it do? And he says, well, think about your car. You take your car to the car wash, right? And we gets all cleaned up. So we just brought you in. We took your chakras, we spun them, we moved them, we polished you up, we got you all soot, and then we send you out the door. We clear the subconscious as deep as possible
so that you can initiate your own mind to move. Because when the subconscious is full and you don't let it go, these two areas just are chattering all the time because of the unfinished business that's there. And remember, every thought that we come to is 8 seconds behind what's happening. So all that chatter isn't taking me anywhere. White Tantra cleans all of that up. So the difference between, that's Tantra. It's just a different thing. Say that again? Well, it's similar in that it's a yoga. It's similar in that there's a home run and there's a foul ball. They're both baseball. They're just radically different. White Tantric yoga, you don't have to have practiced any yoga. Red Tantra, you before you even get close to actually moving energy in Red Tantric yoga, it takes about 36 years. Literally. That's what it takes. If you study it, that's what you find. Black, I don't know anything about. Black Tantra. Kundalini Yoga, this I know. This I know. Any questions? Any other questions about anything I said or about yoga in general? Come on. No? You know it all? You don't have any? You're not wondering anything? Oh, come on. There's got to be a... Okay. What was the question that was asked over at Ironwood? Leah asked it. Remember what it was? No. About... No. Well, that's a good question, too. No, about enlightenment. She said to me, she said, well, how long does it take to become enlightened? How long does it take to become enlightened? My answer was simple. Let us know when you find out. Who can say? Enlightenment can come in a flash when everything comes together and it's all of a sudden you are connected with you as a greater experience. Enlightened mind is a perfectly balanced negative, positive, and neutral mind, and we'll talk much more about that next week. Okay, we're going to take a 9-minute break, and then we're going to do some yoga. Good? All right. Oh, good. She has a question. What's your question? But go ahead. Huh? Oh, why do we wear white? Great question. Because it builds your auric field. So when you dress all in white, your magnetic field through the radiance of the white grows you this much bigger. It also keeps you aware. If you wear white a lot and you're having a jelly donut or something, it really, honestly, it's a practical therapy. You know, pasta with red sauce in white is like a real meditation. You know? So yeah, it's a practical therapy. It's a color therapy. White has every color in it. It's a combination of the entire color wheel. People think that all the colors mushed together turn to black. It doesn't. It's actually white. So that's part of it. And it has that, so that light refraction that comes through that combination of all color, that has an effect. Do I wear white all the time? No. No, I don't. I primarily dress like this when I have an opportunity and when I teach. I'm an artist. That's how I make my living. And I have 2 acres of property at Heart and Soul Oasis, and so when I'm out there mowing and sawing and doing that other stuff, I got my shorts on, I got my, whatever. But I prefer this because of how I feel. There's no have-tos in yoga. Anybody who says, well, you have to do this, don't just walk away, run away. Seriously, I mean, what's a have-to? Where's a have to? You don't have to. You choose to. It's up to you. Otherwise, just go to the Catholic Church. I spent 12 years there in the parochial schools. That's okay.
So do you think the aura pictures in Sedona work?
The aura pictures in Sedona? I think that people in Sedona should keep their red rocks and have fun. I have students who have a sanitary. It's yeah. I think that we're developing technology to read the vibratory frequency that surrounds the body. And if you hold a lot of anger in your body, then, you know, that's going to come up in a muddy yellow. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Whether or not you go and have your aura checked and then now I'm going to change who I am and what I'm doing, to me that's a waste of time and money, by the way. Better you sit down and for 11 minutes do breath of fire and then go quiet and then just feel good and, you know, go for a walk. Take your dog for a walk or do something, you know. That's just my opinion, you know. Okay, 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. You guys sit there, you know. Okay, take a break. Hmm? I work in glass and metal primarily. Yeah. It's my deal. Okay. Oh yeah? What do you work in? Oh, you're a ballerina. Hey, ballerina. Are you with the Arizona company?
My last job was in my there for 16 years. Yeah. I was a principal.
Do you know Jessica? Yeah.
I was going to downtown Phoenix,
Ha.
and then I stopped,
Yeah.
and I was looking to start again, and she told me about this place. It's
Oh,
kind of
nice.
far away, but
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
I'm
Yeah.
happy. A
We-
lot of things that you said, they were happening to me, and I wasn't aware of, like the glow. People asked me if I was pregnant all the time.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
I wonder, but not. And like the shoes have to pee all the time. Like I thought it was because of my discipline in my life, and I was able to do that, but it feels good.
yeah, cool. Beautiful. All right.
It's interesting. A lot of dancers do that kind of yoga, but like,
Hatha yoga, stretching, yeah. Oh, that's right.
and
Well, you know, that's what you know, you made a living with your body.
yeah, that's why I need somebody good.
Yeah. Are you still in the troupe?
No, I left in my 16 years.
Ah, yeah. Jessica just retired too.
Yeah. Well, she left after me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like much younger than me. I'm gonna be 42. She's like 30.
All right. Make it. Oh, I had a wonderful birthday. Yeah, it was great. We had a really nice class and went really deep. A lot of good vibes. Sunday class, a lot of good vibes. Yeah, wasn't it nice? Yeah. And then my actual birthday was Tuesday. My wife and I, it was very pleasant. It was lovely.
I won't be able to come if there and for class because I have a commitment. Are you gonna do this again?
We're actually live streaming it, and it'll be up for 1 day after. Of course. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll. Yeah. It'll go private after a day. Hmm?
Round it up.
Oh. Well, that's wonderful.
Happy birthday, G.
Beautiful. Thank you. We were just talking about his fund today. He's doing really good.
He's so happy.
So happy.
He's so happy. He says, "Yeah, Pepe, I'm really happy. I'm things are going good. I'm not getting in trouble. I'm gonna stay out of trouble." And, he's really working it, and so far so good. So it's really awesome. And some people, I don't know if they were Chinese or who they were, but somebody gave him a boatload of money, and in both dorms they replaced all the windows and doors, put in central AC and
wow.
heat and air filters.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
The
So
air
now,
filters
yeah.
especially.
So the kids are just, it's just a different vibe. I mean, it's just, when it's hot, because it's 110 degrees with 90% humidity.
That's not even, you can't live in that,
Yeah. It's like, what?
let alone run in it, right?
Oh my God. Just what a deal. So he's doing good.
So pleased.
So yeah, we're switching things around to use my old account as the Dharma fund, and that way we'll just keep working on it all year long so that we can. I want to try and build it so that if I happen to.
Is we're going to do a silent auction. And I told you about that, right?
Yeah, I think
And
that's
it'll benefit the Seva project, and what we'll do is we'll put 50% of everything raised to Dharma.
Perfect.
Okay?
That'd be awesome.
So we're going to get working on that in a couple months off, but we'll get it together.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Okay, are we all here? Oh, she's over there. There you are. All right. Now, the practice of Kundalini Yoga, let me put that back on. So the practice of Kundalini Yoga is individual. So you want to take what your body gives you. You want to do what your body can do. These days, there are a fair number of what are called yoga injuries, and they're not lightweight. I mean, yoga injuries are real. And usually, what happens is when you're twisting and reaching at the same time. That's the most common yoga injury that physicians see. So when we do our practice, I try to be really specific about it. And you don't want to overextend and you don't want to overreach. So if your flexibility is here, awesome! Wow! Fantastic! If it's here, great! If it's here, great! If it's here, wherever your flexibility is perfect. Are you as flexible? You're more flexible now than when you started. A lot, right? Yeah. And did it seem like it took a really long time? Yeah. She worked on it, she worked on it, she worked on it. I'm still working on it. I've been doing this for 46 years, man. I'm still working on it. It's okay. So do what you can do. Take what your body will give you. There are two types of breaths that we do. This evening, primarily, we're going to just be using a normal yogic breath. A yogic breath is done by moving the belly outward on the inhale. Now, what does that mean? That means that when you exhale, I want you to take down low and pull it back and push the air out of your nose. And then you relax the belly to drop forward and let the air come in. You need to get to know that muscle group because that movement, pushing the belly out, lowers the diaphragm and the lungs will expand naturally. If you feel yourself trying to breathe with your chest, you want to go to your belly. And I'll remind you of that quite consistently. We begin every actual yoga class by chanting a mantra. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Can you say that? Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. The NG on the Ong, you want the root of your tongue to go up into your upper palate so you feel it in your sinuses. The reason for that is that it stimulates the pituitary gland, which sits in this little dip just above the upper palate. So it's Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. And the best way to learn this is to totally fake it. Yeah? When we started, which, I feel my age when I say that. When we when we started, Yogi Bhajan simply said, match the sound. He didn't give us, okay, now put your tongue here and do the, no way, man. Match the sound. So if you just fake it and try to match the sound and vibrate your upper palate, it will benefit you. Because what it will do is it will stimulate the pituitary gland, and it's a master gland. The moment the pituitary secretes, every other gland in the body takes notice and adjusts. So it's like this total blood chemistry workout. It's to bring you, and it's unique. It's totally unique. Your hormonal balance is different than hers, than mine. We all have this different balance. And the intelligence and the plasticity of the human body and the brain is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Now, if you have tight hips, which I don't see any super tight hips, fantastic, wow. Sit on a bolster and get your butt up so that it takes the pressure off of your hips, okay? Because you don't want to be fighting your hips. Eventually, the hips will loosen, and if you create a practice, your body will shift and move and change at its own rate, yeah? Okay. Any questions? Okay. I keep thinking you're going to have questions. I don't know why. Maybe you're just not asking your question. No, that's good. Okay. So sit straight, rub your palms together. Now close your eyes as you rub your palms together and slow the rub down and become really sensitive to the feeling of skin on skin as you move the palms across each other. Realize that this stimulation is having an effect. You don't need to know what it is, just feel it. Now take and put the palms flat together from the base all the way through the fingertips and pull your thumbs back at the sternum, right straight back at the center of your chest. And relax your elbows down. Your eyes are relaxed, closed. Now try to feel from the back of the thumbs pressing on the breastbone through the whole palms. There's this push and pull that's going on. You can feel this sort of little shake if you concentrate. And that's your body balancing. Now take your eyes and just roll them to the root of the nose and look up toward where the eyebrows are. And you'll feel a little bit of a pull up in your forehead. That's where the optic nerve is giving a little squeeze to the pituitary gland. When we chant the mantra, don't be shy. It's not your job to be any note, any scale, any tune other than who you are. So now I'd like you to exhale by pulling the belly back, push the air out of the nose, drop the belly forward and inhale, and exhale. And now to begin the Adi Mantra, inhale deep. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Big breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Relax the breath. Now, I'd like you to take and put your arms up like this and make big circles, but try to keep them parallel to each other. And you're going like this, and your lower spine will move just a little bit, big circles. Once you get a rhythm, close your eyes and continue to stir the area above your body. This movement will open up your shoulders. In tonight's class, we want to try to remove some of the body blocks and open ourselves up to feel how we feel. Do your best to stretch your arms up. So you'll feel it in your shoulders and you'll feel it down in your mid-spine, and the lower back will move just a little bit. Perfect. Take what the body will give you. Do your best. Close your eyes. Stay steady. We can only be who we are. The trick is to be who we are all the time. Be that same person in every environment. Whether you're at work or you're at home or you're in a social situation, to be you authentically is a key to feeling fulfilled and to happiness. You're doing great. It's about a half a minute to go. Okay, now stretch your arms straight up and bend at the waist and touch the floor with your arms and your head if you can, or bring it toward there, and then come back up and continue. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you go down. Pull the belly back as you go down. Up and down, and work your body to loosen and to clear any wound up muscles or joints. Your own pace, your own rhythm. You can mentally vibrate Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Last 20 seconds, up and down. You're doing great.
And relax the exercise. Now, come standing. This is a fun exercise. Well, maybe it's fun. What I want you to do is bend down as best you can and put your hands close to the ground as best you can. And if you can, by pulling your belly straight up, I want you to try to pop yourself off the ground. It's like that. Do the best you can. And continue, please. Only going to do it for about 20 minutes. Just kidding, just kidding. Let's pull that navel back and try to pop up. Great. Appreciate your body. If it gets fatigued, just appreciate the fact that it's fatigued. And just move a little bit more. Extend your horizon. Final 20 seconds. And relax the exercise. Stand up, shake it out a little bit. Fantastic. Now take and extend your arms up toward the ceiling and slightly lean back. Bend like a hinge and bring your hands down toward the floor. Forward bends and continue up and down. 1 minute. Inhale up and exhale forward. Do your best to open your spine and loosen things up. Careful not to overstretch if you're really tight. Just move your body. Remember that every time you exert with that body, you're creating a chemical and an electrical effect which has a magnetic effect. So your whole body is communicating in a much deeper level when you do a practice. And it's there to serve you. Final 20 seconds. Inhale deep as you come up and exhale deep as you go down. Up and down. And complete your cycle. Great. Shake it out a little bit. Put your hands on your hips. Keeping your hands on your hips, take a little hop and cross your feet, and then come back, and then cross the other way, and come back. River dance. Here you go. Yeah? Yeah, good. If you're in great condition, you could skip the back out level and go side to side, like a ballerina if you would like. As you please. Come on, go quick. Go quick. Whatever you do, keep going. Yeah, there you go. Now we got her going. We're not going to do it very long. Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. You're a bunch of human beings, jumping beans. Just about 30 more seconds. We want to stress the heart muscle, get the respiration. working a little bit. It's great to think of this philosophy and meditation and all that stuff, but we have a body. We got to take care of our body. All right, relax now. Shake your body out really good. Shake it out. Yeah. Nice. Shake it out. Great. Now take and put your hands up, arms up. Now resume that for 2 minutes. Crisscross. Go. 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 Come on. I started the clock. You got to go. I know. You're sucking air, right? Fantastic. Eight limbs of yoga. Asana gives rise to pranayama. The posture, the movement will change the breath. The change is the amount of life force that you move in your body. You're doing great. I know. Come on. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. You're doing good, you're doing good. What else do you have to do at 8:30 on a Thursday night? Come on, come on. Come on, this is the last difficult exercise. Do your best. That's all you could do is do your best. Come on, come on, come on. You're doing so beautifully. Steady, steady, steady. You're doing it. You're doing it. Last 10 seconds. Come on. Stretch up. Don't stop. Now stop. Now come sitting down in a cross-legged posture, please. Good job. Now just sit still, close your eyes a little bit, let your body relax. Try to keep your spine somewhat straight, best you can. But just relax your shoulders for a moment and relax your eyes down. And let the breath find itself. And do your best to tune in to what's happening in your body. Keep your head up. Let that heart muscle do its job. Slowly the sympathetic nervous system is communicating. It's responding and it's healing. And as you settle a little bit, take a few long, deep breaths and then let them go. And just allow your body to regulate itself. This instruction from you to regulate the body is so valuable. You stimulated yourself. You created this situation to apply your mental initiation. Life will unfold and external forces will create this kind of tension. And you can go right to this space, right here in your own mind, and say, okay, body, good job. Let's just chill. All right, now take and put your hands in little fists like this. And bring your forearms up parallel to the ground. Now we're going to move the shoulders up and the elbows up and forward and then back all the way and make nice circles with your elbows. Close your eyes and use your arms to accentuate the movement through the shoulders and feel your shoulder blades move. Keep your head steady and upright. Make big circles with your elbows. Work any tension out. You want to move your shoulders. Yeah, great. Just another 32 seconds. Work it out. Any body blocks, anything that you feel that's glitchy, just work through it right now. Just work it out. And let it go. Drop it. Don't need it. Last few seconds. And relax the exercise and come lying on your back, please. Lie flat on your back, ideally without anything under your head. Now put your legs side by side and lightly press your toes forward. Take and point your fingers toward your toes, floating the hands 6 inches above your hips. Now stretching your fingers and your arms toward your toes, roll your shoulders up and bring your forehead up as if you were looking at your feet. Roll your head up. It'll be about 5 or 6 inches up. Good. Stretch up. Now raise your heels a little bit off of the ground and breathe through a rounded mouth with heavy, full breath, 90 seconds. That's it. And you've already been going for 30, so less than a minute. Concentrate. Press everything down toward the umbilicus and just below the belly button. Steady. You're doing fantastic. Use your body best you can. Try to concentrate all of the pressure down below the umbilicus toward the Nabhi chakra, toward the third chakra. 15 seconds. That's it. 15 seconds. You could do 15. Come on. Less than 10 to go. Do it. Do it. Stay with it. Let it shake. Stay with it. Don't give in. Don't give in. Don't give in. Now inhale deep. Let it go. Arms at the sides, palms facing up. Now consciously let your hips, your shoulders, your chest, all of it go. Do your best to just let it go. Watch your body. Feel your body. Don't hold anything.
Just another half a minute. Try to let the body go, but stay very aware, however, best you can. Now, draw your knees into your chest, lock your arms around them, and squeeze yourself in a ball and rock up and down on your spine for just a half a minute, all the way up and down the spine. Want to move that fluid through the spinal area, all the way up and down the spine, best you can. Another 20 seconds, forward and back. And come up. Now take and put your hands on your shins. What I'd like you to do is to roll all the way to your back and then right back up into a seated position. Down and up. All the way up. Good. Keep going. Try to sit all the way up when you come up. You're going to adjust the very bottom of your back and adjust down in through the hips. Massage your spine. Less than a minute to go. "15 seconds all the way up and down. You're balancing, you're doing a great job for your body. Complete your roll, and then please come standing up and bend forward in that position we did where we popped off of the ground, but don't pop off the ground. Now take and move your body. Just dance it around. Keep hanging forward and try to move your spine, move your hips, move your legs, move your arms, let your head hang. Just 2 minutes. Try and feel if there's anything that's glitchy, right? Anything that's kind of hanging on. Because we have a tendency to wind up in the same spot all the time. Beautiful, beautiful. Just like that. Just work it out. You know those things out in front of the stores that have the air that kind of flops through, you know, they're always try to be like that. Be really fluid. And last 20 seconds. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, come all the way up, please. Nice. Now come lying on your back. Put your arms at your sides, palms facing down, next to your hips. Now, pull your knees into your chest and begin. Extend. No, arms are at the sides, palms down. Now extend the left leg straight out. Straight out, parallel to the ground. Excuse me, not perpendicular. Now as you draw it back, push the other one out. So it's a pistoning movement and go quick. Piston your legs. Try to make them parallel to the ground. Excellent. Try to get a good movement through your hips to adjust the hips. Now lie flat. Take your arms and put your arms straight up from the shoulders, palms facing in, straight up toward the ceiling. Now spread them out to a 45-degree angle. Now, as if you were going to clap, bring your hands in so that they're straight above your chest, but don't touch the hands. Stop short. So a quick whoosh, and then back out, and then clap without making sound. And please continue working the muscles across the chest and the shoulders. Fifteen more seconds. Relax the exercise with the arms at the sides, palms facing up. And let your body release and let go. Consciously and awarely beginning at your feet. Release any tension that's there if you need to wiggle or move, whatever you have to do. And then move to your ankles. And then from there, up across the calf to the knee. And consciously go part by part, piece by piece. And go all the way up your body to the crown of your head. And do your very, very best to release and relieve any tension that you have. Try
Try not to hold anything. From the fingertips all the way up to the top of the arm, the whole body, piece by piece, up through the neck. Let your face, your scalp, your ears. Don't hold any joints. Let your body completely go. See if you can listen with your whole body. Let the sound massage your skin, your cells. As you lie there, take a deep cleansing breath and then let it go. Relaxing your body. Consciously go again, piece by piece. Release any blocks, any tension. Go through every joint, every place where the body connects, where the toes and the feet and the ankles and the knees. Through your hips and up your entire spine. Relax your shoulder blades. And let gravity just draw you down and release to the pull. And let your weight go. Don't hold the elbows or any of your fingers. Consciously, awarely, move into your upper shoulders. Feel the weight of your head on the ground and let your face go. Relax your ears and your scalp. And for just a very brief time, try to relax your skin. Just send out the command to let the skin go. Now take another deep cleansing breath with your eyes closed. And roll your wrists and your ankles. Rub the palms and the soles of the feet together briskly. And stretch the hands and the feet in opposite directions in a big long stretch, a good morning stretch. Relax your arms down by your sides and put your right knee, pull it up across your left hip, twist your lower spine in a cat stretch and look off to the right. And now just hang there. No tension, just kind of hang for a second. Now roll to your back gracefully. Stretch long, make sure you're nice and straight, open the spine. And now do the opposite side. Bring the knee up, pull it across the body, twist the lower spine, look off to the left. And once you've fully stretched, let the body just hang. See if you can relax your spine. And now come back down to your back. Pull your knees in, rocking side to side. And now finally come rocking all the way up and come into a seated position. All right. Everybody's okay? That was a complete Kriya. Does anybody have any questions before we close with Long Time Sunshine? All right. Next Thursday, we're going to move into the specifics of breathing for Kundalini Yoga. It will cover long, deep breathing and breath of fire, the mechanics of it, some of the effects of it, and talk a little bit about the how breath brings life in the body and the pranic the pranic field, the 5 vayus, the gunas, and some other things that are related to how the yogis explained the actual mechanism of breathing and how we can use our breath to initiate our mind and to initiate our life, to be self-determined. Because you earned the life, I earned my life, and we get to use it. And of course, like anything, if you don't put gas in your car, it's great to have a really nice car, but without gas in it, what's it going to do, right? It just sits there. So by using your breath and vitalizing ourselves, we can actually really be quite effective. So we finish each class with long time sunshine. Prayer pose, inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. May we be blessed to be healthy, happy, and holy. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Bless you, bless you, bless you. I hope to see you for the second class next Thursday. It was really wonderful to be here with you. If you think of anything or you have any questions, I can be reached through sevaksingh.com. Just send me a question. I'm happy to answer anything that you have in mind. I want to remind those of you who are considering doing teacher training, stop considering, do it. Sign up. And if you sign up tonight, here, correct? You get the original discounted price, which is $400 less than what it'll be next week, and more than that by the time we start the course. So if we can serve you, let us know. And I will be here Sunday for the Sunday Connection at 11. If you'd like to join us, I would love it. Sat Nam. All right.